the month of June, I wanted to talk about resilience. I want to talk about that life skill of being able to adapt yourself to the circumstances that you find yourself in. Some of us are more capable of adaptability than others, and that is underpinned by your genetics, your environmental and educational upbringing, and of course your natural tendencies, associations with people, so on and so forth. Yeah, Darwin talked about survival of the fittest, and to some extent I think that has to do with the resilience or the adaptability of the creature to its environment, to the emerging changes that occur in the environment. Because as you know, the only constant thing is change. So the question is, how resilient are you? How are you able to adjust yourself to the changing climes and times? Are you stuck? Some of the fixed signs of the zodiac are considered non-adaptive, rather non-resilient. The movable signs and the mutable signs are more likely to, to be able to roll with the punches, get up, dust themselves off if they fall over, and get on with it. Not all of us can do that. So I think it's important that we study each person, each horoscope on its own merits. Have a look at those things that have obstructed you from being resilient. Resilience is very, very important. Part of resilience has to do with your ability to let go. The holding on of circumstances is what shuts you off from opportunities to develop, to grow, to discover new experiences, to explore the world, relationships, and for that matter, yourself. So I invite you this month through this thing. I don't know why I picked the theme of resilience, maybe because several planets right now are retrograde. That retrogression causes us to rethink our circumstances. And if we're closed-minded, we're not able to adjust ourselves to those circumstances. And what happens is that we dig our heels in, we create more friction. Friction is really just a form of resistance. And that resistance, as the Buddha once said, is the source of all suffering. So there's a good reason not just to, survive, but you want to survive without suffering. Survival's one thing, but thriving is another, as I say. So I invite you this month, as our theme of resilience points in that direction, to meditate on this, to think about what areas in your life you are non-compliant with the demands of life and the circumstances as they arrive, the people that you come in contact with. I see it a lot with clients in their work. The management changes hands, the company's sold, and then, some new manager comes in and wants to apply brute force. You've been accustomed to a nice cushy job, and all of a sudden, the whip is out, and oh Jesus, how am I going to deal with this? And so immediately there's some resistance, rather than embracing the moment and going, okay, how do I flow with this, right? Late last year my marriage finished, and not going to pretend it's difficult when relationships end. It's more difficult when you resist the inevitable, let me assure you. So I had to quickly get myself together to embrace that new change. Now, I'd lie if I said that I still wasn't having moments where, I'm resisting that, but what can you do if you're thrust into a situation where the universe has wrested control? There's not much of a choice other than crying or laughing. So you embrace, you become flexible, you develop that resilience, and you have to shift the attitude to one of, let me embrace this and explore what's likely out of this. Where can I grow through this experience, and how can I adapt so that it's in my best interest? And also, if other people are involved, for example, I have an 8-year-old daughter, as many of you know, I have to look out for her best interests. And having a resistant, non-resilient father is not helpful. So that's very important, that we adapt to explore what's possible in our lives, and at the same time to enjoy the changes that come with that. So now I'm going to go off and I'm going to do the 12 forecasts for the month of June 2021. I hope you'll join me there. And if any of you have any questions on resilience, be my guest. Drop me a line. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye for now.